Our first item is we had David Wright last Wednesday. We invited him to come to Holland, and the nice thing is he loves Holland. He presented at the MTPA conference, which the MACC hosted. That was the statewide conference. He presented over the summer, and the presentation went really well. And I thought that it would be a good idea to get him here and have a little smaller group, get him in front of the board, and maybe some other folks within our community to kind of just hear that story, what Bentonville's been doing in the last 15, 20 years. And he gave a really good presentation, kind of talked about economic development, talked about safety, certainly talked about biking, as Bentonville has dubbed themselves the mountain biking capital of the world, and what that means and what they've done. So there were certainly some good things that best practices we could take from them, but wanted to have that opportunity to have him speak. I know some of you guys were able to make it, which is great, but I wanted to follow up, and anybody that attended that presentation, if they had anything that they wanted to say about it or add or share with the group here for those that weren't able to make it.
Yeah. Jason, his presentation is great. I've actually been able to visit Bentonville and Fayetteville a few different times and was fortunate to see the bike trail. I didn't have my bike along. But the economic, the impact on the whole community is really what he was there talking about. From restaurants, motels, everything else that involves all the tourism that comes in. And I think the biggest thing I took away from it is the regional aspect. It was like, a city can't do it on their own, a township can't do it on their own, Fayetteville, Bentonville, everybody has their own little things to do, but to collaborate like we do here at the MACC on a few things.
Yep.
I would say that one was on steroids.
Yeah.
They have a major pusher with the Walton family.
Yeah.
So a big donator, which
Yep.
helps have seed money to come in. But it's not like we don't have seed money around here either that can get behind projects. And I think communication always is the key, that
Yep.
we're trying to find a singular focus for all of us that see the benefit of any of the projects that we're working on. Whether it's from a park to bike paths, so we don't have dead ends, type of thing that we have through ways through our communities. And I think for what we've done in the past, it's been really good. Could be great, but I think we keep making a lot of positive things in that direction. So it's just great to see and hear from Bentonville that they might be 10 years ahead of us on some of the things that they're doing. But yeah. He said that his favorite place to come is Holland. So that's always nice to hear, that we recognize this area as well as I think, a well-organized and welcoming community for people outside as well as what we can do for our own citizens in the area. So.
Right. Yeah, that was my big takeaway is that idea that Bentonville was kind of trying to do it on their own, and they realized that Northwest Arkansas, when they started to get that branding, they really were able to join forces and go after some of the federal dollars, as well as some more philanthropic dollars, and kind of weave together a bigger picture. And I think that's something that the MACC could do. And we actually started with our non-motorized plan update, is working with each one of you guys to understand what's in your master plan, and then what we put together is kind of that regional view, and then now we're finding where the gaps are, and then maybe helping prioritize. So I think there's that next step that we can do at the MACC is really kind of is put that regional view, put a spotlight on that, and kind of help all of us understand what might be a priority regionally, as well as you guys know what your priorities are local, but we can help you with that bigger picture. Mm-hmm. And that was kind
I was
of
really impressed as well, and I appreciate you inviting me and sending me a reminder.
Yeah.
As Russ said, that they're ahead of us, but I also thought I heard him say, but they started behind us, but there were advanced now compared to when they started
Yeah.
their project.
Mm-hmm.
And I was glad to see that the Ottawa County Parks had a representative there as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
I mean, I looked around and I saw Kurt there, so that's good. I walked away excited about it, actually.
Yeah, well, that's great, and that's kind of what I wanted, is raise that excitement level with all of us, because sometimes, you come to these meetings, and we try to think regional, but you go back to the day job, and the day job is, I have to do this for my township or my city or my road commission, but just know that we're here at the MACC to always think regionally, and if there's anything that we can do to kind of put that mindset forward, then that's what we're gonna do. And I think there is an opportunity to do some branding, potentially for the region to kind of help us get into a little bit more alignment, but.
And this is my excited face, by the way. So-
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I was excited too.
And the best part, David is cheap. We're only paying for his flight, hotel, and some meals. And an Uber back and forth to the airport. So a lot of these influential speakers will charge you a speaker fee.
Yeah.
David is at cost, pretty much. So
And it's that relationship as well, and it's something that the Lakeshore Leadership Council, of which the MAC is a member of that we talk about, how do we help influence and support the community, and this is one way. We were talking about having speaker series, which I know Travis is having a speaker series, had his first speaker last week as well, over at ODC, but the Leadership Council, we were talking about potentially visiting these communities and finding out what their best practices are, but we also realized that we have best practices as well. Other communities want to emulate what we're doing. So, I think we always need to keep the eye on the future and having best practices and those relationships. David said he's always just a phone call away. Whatever we need, he can help with what his experience has been, which is great. That was really good.
I thought his best quote was, "Bike paths are a business development opportunity."
Yeah,
It's
it's economic
public
development.
spaces are
Yep.
business development opportunity. Everything's related to their externalities. They're really good. That's hard for people when they see their tax dollars being put into a bike path. They always kind of wonder what's in it for me.
Right.
And I think that will help, at least in Lake Town. Although we don't have very many businesses, we have 2 hotels, 1 restaurant, and a hardware store. But it does help sell it.
Yep, and he did have some of those slides that talked about the economic value in terms of home prices. The closer you are to one of their trail systems, they have that data.
We're trying to figure out how to get prices down.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you own something, you want the value to go up, but if you're trying to get in, you want it down. So yeah, we get it, but still, that's an amenity that actually is good. That's going to attract and retain talent.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it, and we know the business community is trying to do that every day.
I thought I walked away going like, I agree with all what's been said already, but one of the takeaways I had was the flywheel is moving there. I mean, they had all the pieces and parts, but it's now rolling pretty intensely. And so the filter they have in Bentonville is how's this cycling, bicycling, hiking network integrate with parks, integrate with economic development. So the filter isn't it's just a bike path. No, it's a gateway to connecting communities, economic development, connecting kids on bikes to their schools. I mean, the mindset is just part of their
The culture.
the
right?
culture right
Yep.
now is that it's not just an add-on. Hey, we got a path. No, it's a path that gets a kid safely to a school, and he lives a healthy lifestyle. All right, okay. Or hey, it's a path to dinner that leaves $100 bill on a restaurant's
Yep.
table. I mean, it's that type of stuff. The filtering system is different than than the norm.
Yeah, that's
So-
such a good point, yeah. When what you're doing is not considered an add-on. It's
Yeah.
part of, it's
Part.
the cost of doing business that helps everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah, and that is their culture. And I think we're pretty close to that too, but I think there's things that we can improve on too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
One final thing to add that I like that he said is all it takes is one missing link for someone not to use it. Too, when they talked about the kids, where they have this beautiful bike path to get to the school, but if there's a missing link to get across the road, then it's not going to get used at all. So it's important to get those connections and links in there.
Yeah, good point. Very good. So, more to come on that, but my thought was maybe, once a year, do something similar to see if we do have relationships outside of our region, certainly within the state and certainly within the country. And we can kind of keep that going and dovetail nicely with what the Lakeshore Leadership Council is doing as well. So that was, I thought, a very good success story on our part, and we hope to continue to raise the bar.